the first adjustment, I could tell right away, the relief that I had, which was incredible. Hi, my name is Laura Livingston. I'm a registered nurse and case manager, and my life before, let me just tell you a little bit. I've worked on the computer like 40, 60 hours a week at home as a nurse case manager, and recently had what I thought was a stroke, turned out to be a migraine. And when I first came here, I was in such pain, light sensitivity, nausea, dizziness, constant migraine that pretty much lasted from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. It would get some better towards the end of the day. The almost having a stroke was very scary. I'll just back up for a minute because I had right-sided numbness on my cheek. I lost muscle movement in some of my limbs. Even my speech went out, and probably the worst headache I've ever had with pressure in my head when I went to the ER. So being a nurse, of course, I wanted to research what is going on with me, because I have been a migrainer for a long time. And the last time I was in a constant migraine was 2014. And that's what I would probably consider this. When I came here, I was in a continuous migraine. I came in and talked to them, and I couldn't even take my sunglasses off. Was scared. I really was scared. Being a massage therapist in my past too, I didn't let people touch my neck, and I've had other experiences with other chiropractors where they really crack your neck and all this. So I had a lot of fear and trepidation about coming in, but I did hear someone's story online, and it spoke to me. So I'm hoping maybe something like this would speak to somebody else. So on my journey, I came here, but I will tell you what I was trying already. I had already been back to my primary care, had even a couple of what they called migraine cocktails, started on what you would call symptom management medications for the nausea, for the dizziness, as needed pain medicine, even something long acting. And I couldn't work. I was let go of a contract I was in, and it basically stopped my life. I was what you would say debilitated. And when I got this episode that happened, I'll just back up a little bit too there. I was working out with a trainer doing some 30 pull-ups. So I was in great shape, doing life activities, yoga, walking, and so I was literally stopped in my tracks when this happened. So when I heard about Lavender Chiropractor here and their practice and what they do, I was kind of like at the end of my rope, because I didn't want to start on a path to just be on medications for like the rest of my life, even if it was just symptom management, right? I want to go back to living life and having fun and not be worried about when the next, episode might happen. So when I discovered them, and I just tell you, when I walked in the door, they were just so welcoming and felt like warm. I'm from the Midwest, so even kind of had that Midwestern warm feeling, a neighbor coming to see a friend, kind of feeling. And they sat me down, and they could tell I was in pain, and they explained everything thoroughly, put me at ease. And then being the science background that I have too, with being a nurse, I was very impressed with their technology that they had to really pinpoint, even measure down. I've never seen it measured to like the exactness of the center of your foramen, which I thought was pretty clever, because like I said, I'd been to a chiropractor way back, and it was just like your stance and your gait and maybe an x-ray. So this was just like, 3.0, if you will, the new version of technology. And so again, I was still a little trepidatious, but the first adjustment, I could tell right away, the relief that I had, which was incredible. Yes, some soreness, but that's just like anything. When your body's out of alignment or you present something new or different to your body, you might have some soreness for a while, even after a massage, right? But that soon passed, and they gave me tools and techniques to use, stretches and different things to even help me get through some of the soreness and even uncomfortable times. And then they set up a regimen for me to be seen, and I came in. It was more frequently, at the beginning, but I'm now over 2 weeks with my adjustment holding, and I feel really great. I just have to tell you, I mean, what a difference, like night and day. I wish I could have a picture of myself, what I look like before, not for social media or anything, but and then what I look like now, because it's just been a game changer, all the way down from how I sleep, the rest I get. I'm back to doing all my activities and making plans and starting a new job in a couple weeks, which is great. And I just can't thank them enough. So I just want to say, from like the beginning and how I was and debilitated, to walking me through this rehab. And I want to call it rehab because I do feel like I have been rehabbed and recovering, and soon to be in the maintenance part, which I'm very excited about, being in the maintenance part. And I'm seeing some of the changes, if I can tell you, being aware of my body. I think as a yoga person, nurse, and just being, kind of a life student of well-being and connected to my body, I could feel the changes and the shifts throughout my body, all the way down my hips, knees, and even my ankles. And working with my trainer now to strengthen some weaknesses and time away, but it's just amazing what a simple adjustment from the neck can do all the way down to your feet. And I feel it, and I feel great, and I just can't thank them enough.